Greetings, everybody. So glad to have you with us for episode 88 of The Glow, coming to you from the park this afternoon. We had an amazing retreat, really phenomenal retreat, 3-day retreat this past weekend. When you're coming in, if you could please share where you're from, say hello. Welcome, Jane. So glad to have you with us. I've been gone for a while, so it's good to be back. It's been maybe like a week and a half since our last episode here. Yeah, and it feels good to be back. So this retreat was really phenomenal. I just want to share some reflections and insights that came from it. First off, there's something really powerful that emerges when you can rest in the ground of being without being overly caught in the way you think it's supposed to be, the way you think it's supposed to go, the rigidity of structure, over planning, but have an openness to the truth of the moment that wants to arise, moment by moment. So having a sense of direction in accordance with an openness, an open-heartedness, an open-mindedness to the aliveness of the moment. So Saturday night was really a great example of that. So I had a sense of wanting to create a candlelit circle, which I've done before for our closing circle. And so we got in a circle, and we essentially became an altar in the middle with candles. So the circle was candle lit, and then just had this sense of like, we could use some laughter, we could use some laughter. And so I asked if the group had ever done laughter yoga before, and we just went into a space of, I hadn't laughed so hard. I cannot remember the last time I laughed so hard. Once we got going, I fell on the floor. I fell on the floor laughing. I was like doubled up. I was like tears coming out of my eyes. My stomach was hurting. It was really amazing. And so we're laughing and laughing and laughing. And then somebody's talking about how words don't really access the truth of what we're pointing at. That words are dualistic in their nature, and there's a magic that words, there's a magic that's alive beyond the labels that words are, which is what I tell you every time I come on here. I say, feel beyond the words. What's happening here is beyond just the words themselves, right? There's a magic when we're present together, when we're fully present, when we're fully alive. There's a dynamic quality to being here together, and that's where the magic and the miracles move through us and come into being through us. So he's talking about this, and I say, well, let's explore this experientially. Let's explore really relaxing into the formless essence of who and what we are, right? Beyond form and shape and size. So I blow out the candles, and now we're in the dark. And it's like, ooh, there's like this new energy that emerges, right? And then we're in a space where you can't see each other visibly, right? So you don't see the form anymore. So it's just like this vast space. And it's like the voices that you hear different voices with different frequencies coming from different spots, different parts of the room, different places in the room. And the invitation is to recognize that every voice you're hearing, hear it as if it's your own. Different qualities of the sound, but one self. One consciousness. And who is the self, right? So we can get really kind of complex and complicated about what is this one self, this one consciousness. But in this absence of form, it's more easy to discern that the self is the space. The self is the space, the vast open space of which every voice arises and falls back into. So this vast infinite space is you, is me, is we. It's the essence of who we are. It's the creative intelligence which, when we relax into, we express ourselves from. And then there's an invitation to this question: what if we experience each moment together as if we created it? What if you experience each moment together as if you created it? Right? To explore that inquiry. Everything that's arising is coming from this one infinite source, which is the essence of who and what we are. So there's no separation. There's nothing outside of this collective consciousness. So that was amazingly powerful. Now what I noticed is you hear a voice, and then there's kind of like a beat. There's a couple beats, and then there's a story that emerges. Oh, this is this person. This is, you get a name, you kind of visualize a face, and you connect a story of what you know about them. You identify, well, they're from this town. You know, this is my nature of my relationship with them. So the story arises, but the story becomes more kind of like, it's sort of like more like, it's like floating almost. You're not attached or identified to the story in the way you once were. So I see Ginny just popped up. So then the story pops up. Oh, Ginny's from Finland. Yeah, Ginny's from Scandinavia. And I can think of like, oh, she's a woman, and what's her age? All these stories come up, right? But Jenny is not the story, right? The essence of who she is the same as the essence of who and what I am, which means I'm also not identified and attached to the story of myself. And how liberating is that? There's this tremendous liberation when you wake up to realize there's no longer need to be attached and identified to the story of yourself. And so there's this opening from the knowledge base. Aloha, Janie. I'm so happy you're here. Good morning. there's this liberation from the knowledge base of who the other is, the knowledge base of who I am. The knowledge base of who the other is the attachment identification to the story. The knowledge base of who I am is the attachment identification of my story. So there's still awareness of the story. You don't need to get rid of the story. I don't have to go like, I have no idea who you are, I have amnesia. It's like there's still a sense of like, the story arises, but it's like this floating cloud. It's not who that person is. It's just the story. So now we're able to see each other new, alive, fresh, vibrant, creative. Now we're able to be available for the magic and the miracle that wants to move through us together. Now, and now, and now, and now. And the story doesn't limit what's possible for us. But when we're attached and identified with the story, we say, oh, this is who I am. This is what I am. This is all that's possible. This is all I can do. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do. But now, the space that opens, there's no limit to what's possible between us. This is the essence and power of the retreat. Bang, right there. That's the essence of the power of the retreat. It doesn't matter necessarily what we're doing, what the activities are, what the classes are, what the workshops are, but we get into that space where we're present, fully present, beyond the attachment identification to the story of myself, the story of you. When we rest into the not knowing, into the unknowing, we awaken to the magic, which is the essence of life. We awaken to the miracle, the wonder, the amazement, the awesomeness, which is the essence of life, which transcends and includes all that is. So it's an unconditional relationship with this moment. So it includes the full range of emotion, sadness, happiness, everything in between. It includes the full range of sensory experience, pain, pleasure, everything in between. It includes fully, wholly embracing this moment right now. And when you can fully, wholly embrace this moment right now, you are fully and wholly embracing all that is, because the universe is happening right now, and the universe is happening through you, and the universe is not happening anywhere else. It's not happening in the future. It's not happening in the past. It's happening through you right now. So when we're present, when we're fully, wholly, completely present, we become clear, open channels for this miraculous essence of life, this magic of life, this universal creative intelligence to move through us right now. We're like a clear channel. And what we started to awaken to and recognize in this retreat is we have the ability to channel ourselves. We have the ability to channel ourselves, the unique essence of who and what we are. So we have the ability to channel Source, God, creative intelligence through the unique instrument that we are, through the unique expression that we are. We all have this ability. When the mind is quiet and clear, the heart is open, this intelligence moves through us as a clear, open channel. And then there's the incredible depth of intimacy that arises between us. No longer attached and identified to the story, no longer attached and identified to the past, no longer attached and identified to expectation, to demands, to manipulation, to control, of trying to make someone a means to an end. Wide open hearts, wide open minds, available to this moment, together, now. So amazing, right? So amazing. So then I say, okay, now let's do some toning. So instead of expressing what you want to express with words, because we're talking a lot, we're using a lot of words, we're talking a lot, trying to express ourselves in words, let's try expressing ourselves through sound without words, in a non-verbal form of expression. So we start toning. First there's a little bit of laughter, you know, it's some giggles because we just did the laughter yoga, but then we start getting into it. And we start getting into it, and the energy is rising and rising. And there's one particular gentleman who, when we were doing the laughter yoga, he couldn't laugh. And his partner was saying, laugh, laugh. And he's saying, I'm too tired. She's saying, laugh, ha ha ha, laugh. And he's like, I'm too tired. She's like, ha 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 ha, ha, laugh. And he's like, I'm too tired. She's like, ha 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 ha, laugh. And he's like, I'm too tired. And it's on and on like that. So then, he never laughed. But then, we start doing the toning, and the energy's rising and rising and rising. And I'm like moving around the space, you know, I'm bringing the energy here, I'm bringing the energy here, I'm bringing the energy here. There's one particular person, I'm like raising the energy here, it's getting like raising. So then I come over to him, and I bring the energy towards him, and he starts laughing so hard, and he keeps laughing and laughing, and he couldn't stop laughing, and he's like, something was set free, something was opened, right? Something was liberated. So then he talks to me after, and he says, when I was a child, I lived really innocent and free, but I lost it, and I felt like it wasn't okay to be myself anymore, and I've tried to control it. I've tried to control it, and I've tried to control it like all these years, you know, and tried to hold it down, and you brought it out of me. You brought it out of me again, and I'm so grateful to be here. And that's the beauty of what I experienced this weekend, is the transformation of relaxing into the authenticity, the beauty of who and what we are. It's like, we're so beautiful, we're so amazing, we're so wonderful, exactly as we are, when we allow the authenticity of who we are to move through in this moment, and when we're in a space where we're supported to do so. Unknowing, exactly, Ginny. We have a few folks joining us that were at the retreat this weekend, Ginny and Karen. I can't see all who's here, but I see both of you. Thank you for co-creating the space this weekend. My next retreat is August 5th to the 6th in North Carolina, Cary, North Carolina. We have an amazing host, Natalia, who was part of our Urban Mystic retreat, who will be hosting us and diving in deeper. There's some raindrops coming down. So far it's pleasant. If it picks up, it may be a different feeling. Anybody have any questions or comments that they'd like to share in this moment? It's like you're up in like the heavens. Up in the... See the beauty? These trees are amazing. It's like solid, you know? Like this ground of being that's always available to us. Nature. I feel like I want to say one more thing. Yeah, to explore this in your relationships, in what we call relationships, we tend to call it relating. Relating is a verb, relating is alive, authentic relating. You know, to explore being in the space, recognizing yourself. When I say being the space, I don't mean like trying to be the space or making effort to be the space. To recognize who and what you are. It doesn't require any effort or struggle or education. It's realizing and recognizing who and what you are in this moment now. So when you're present here, you recognize that who and what you are transcends the story, the attachment, identification to the story, and explore relating from this space with others. You know, we do it in the retreats, and then taking it forward with others who are interested in exploring that with you. And that's how we transform and change the human experience, you know, the world, quote unquote. That's how we change the world that doesn't actually need to be changed. That's actually perfect exactly as it is, and paradoxically is calling for our creative presence to bring further evolutionary transformation. Karen says, I would say even if you don't feel like you need the retreat, it will change who you are. No matter where you are, it will transform you. Yes, I agree. So thanks y'all for being here. Thanks y'all for co-creating all that we're co-creating. I'm so grateful to be sharing this journey together. It's very exciting. Holding the space together, and the journey continues, you know, and it's all of us to co-create together to see what happens next. So thank you for being here. See you in the next soon now.